Yo, what up, team? Welcome back to J3 Entertainment. We got some hot news for y'all today. This is rare, bro. Because at this point, the sky's the limit. I just be like, yo, I'll just go with the flow. You know what I mean? But, you know, you said you want to talk about it. We usually talk about a lot of the stuff behind cameras.
Yeah, we do.
So, you know, it's like, whatever. Let's go ahead and talk about it. It's something new. You know what I mean? Hollywood's been kind of slow lately.
Yeah, they gave us a gift.
Yeah, so a gift and a curse. Jay-Z, baby. You already know how that roll. But anyway, let's talk about it. What we talking about today, bro?
Pedro Pascal being cast as Mr. Fantastic for the MCU's Fantastic Four project.
Wow. And, okay. And I'm lost because old boy was trying to play it.
Yeah.
Krasinski.
The one guy who everybody wanted, John Krasinski.
Yeah.
It was long rumored that he was going to play Mr. Fantastic.
I murdered the hell out of his last name. But all right, go ahead.
Yeah.
You fixed it.
It was long rumored he was going to play Mr. Fantastic. Then we got him in Doctor Strange and Mom, and we was like, okay, this is a nice sneak peek, but we want the real thing.
Okay.
So, you know.
All right. Well, they talking about Pedro. You know, that Pedro's my boy, man. You know, since Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I loved him in Mandalorian. I loved him in The Last of Us. I loved him in what was that movie? I can't think of the name with him and Nicolas Cage. That was fire. You know what I mean? That was hot. You know what I'm saying? That was hot.
He was one of the few good things I liked about Kingsman 2.
Golden
Circle.
Yeah.
One of the few good things.
I try not to remember that one.
I try not to.
Thanks a lot. Nightmares. God. All right. But anyway, we got an article for you guys. Deadline reported it. And C gonna throw us in there, man. So go ahead and do your thing, man.
So here we go, off of the Deadline article. After months of speculation over who might play Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, in Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four, the wait may finally be over. While a deal is far from done, sources tell Deadline that three-time Emmy nominee Pedro Pascal is in talks to play the leader of the iconic superhero team. Insiders add that scheduling is still being worked out, but multiple sources close to the negotiations are saying it's headed in the right direction for Pascal to do this and his other future projects. Pascal has a full dance card that includes Gladiator 2, which is expected to go into production before the end of the year, as well as his popular HBO series The Last of Us, which is expected to shoot next year, as well as Zach Krager's Weapons. Marvel has yet to comment on it, but as for other members of the team, that can now be worked out as it was essential to figure out who would be playing Richards before they could go with anybody else. The hope would be to shoot early next year, so 2024. So expect this cast to fill out quickly with the director, Matt Sharksman, I'm sorry if I messed up your name, currently in pre-production in Pinewood Studios in England. Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige will produce.
All right. I'll go first because the sky's the limit, man. With decision making, I'll be lying to you if I said I was expecting to see Pedro coming in as Mr. Fantastic. I'll be lying. Mm-hmm. It's a very off the wall casting.
Yeah, I've
seen it happen before. I've seen off the wall casting with the Joker.
Yeah,
with
Ledger,
Heath Ledger playing the Joker. That was off the wall, but I was like, yo, I wish I was doing YouTube back then.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, let it ride, G. He gonna play a different Joker, but it was different. It was
one of my favorite depictions of the Joker.
Yeah, and then I seen Suicide Squad Joker.
We try not to think.
What's his name?
Leto. Yeah,
Jared Leto. Mm-hmm. And I told y'all about that one. I was like, nah, it ain't gonna work. You see what I'm saying?
Yep, that was a good call.
So I was like, that ain't gonna work. I think John would have been the perfect Mr. Fantastic. I think he was willing to play it. I think he cared about the character, and I think that's what Marvel said they didn't want to deal with him. When actors care about the product, they give you what they call problems. And Pedro seems to be a willing actor in Hollywood. You know what I mean? We saw what he did with his Mandalorian. And that's not to take shots, but that's what I'm worried about now. Mm-hmm. Because, well, let me finish. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you write it. Pause.
Hey, I didn't catch.
Pause. I'm sorry. Man, dang.
Oh, bro, you gotta say that out.
Anyway. See, man, you can't talk about Pedro. Talk about Pedro, and then you think about Game of Thrones, and then you're in this web.
Yeah. See.
Anyway, all right. All BS aside, okay. But it's like when Oscar Isaac got hired to play Apocalypse. You know, I was like, no, it ain't gonna work. And then when they picked Josh Brolin to be Thanos, I was like, no, it ain't gonna work. And I say the same with this one. I don't think it's gonna work with Mr. Fantastic. I think you need to pick a Reed Richards type of person. I think you need that type of actor to be a Reed Richards. And I don't think Pedro has it in him to be the asshole that Reed Richards is going to be, which lets me know that they're not going to make Reed Richards an asshole. They're going to make him Cyclops in the X-Men series of film. A straight 100% pussy. All right, I'm done.
I agree with you on that last bit. I hate to say this about Pedro because I like Pedro as an actor.
Yeah, right.
But with the roles that he's been picking recently and how his character depictions have been done,
yep,
especially with what I know is what's going to happen with Joel and the what happened to his Mandalorian run, he's giving me some Mark Ruffalo vibes, and I don't like it. Now, once again, John Krasinski was the perfect Mr. Fantastic, point blank. All we asked for was John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic and Emily Blunt as Sue Storm. That's all we asked for.
Right.
You could have gave us anybody else as Johnny Storm and the Thing. We don't care. We just wanted that. You couldn't even do that right.
But in the studio's favor, if they start taking requests from major fandom, then they feel like the fans have more control than them.
Well, the fans do have control because that's why your stuff is flopping now because fans just said, okay.
Yeah, but there's that ego, that ego thing. You know what I mean?
So this is a bad decision, but I understand why they did it. And it goes along with everything else that they've been doing cast-wise in Marvel since Phase 4 started.
Well, let me know. Why did they do it?
Because he's not a white man. He's not a white man. That's why they cast him. Because if you do Mr. Fantastic and you do him right, and yes, he's an asshole, but he's also the smartest man on the planet, right? If you do Mr. Fantastic right, then you got to do him justice because we see they didn't. You see how they downgraded Doctor Strange in Multiverse.
Yeah. Right.
He's not the Sorcerer Supreme. He didn't beat it. He gets dogged out. And we see that with all of the characters that they've been putting out. We see that with a lot of the stuff that they are doing. And I think South Park got it right when they said what they said. Y'all saw that episode.
We did.
Right? So this is that. It was because he's not a white male. They said we can get this guy. We can rewrite the character. We can make him softer. We can make him not the threat that we look at him as. Kind of like Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner.
Damn.
Because Edward Norton Bruce Banner was way better than Mark Ruffalo. I stand by it.
But Edward Norton was a problem because he liked the character.
Yeah, because he was a fan of the character.
Yeah.
And he was a fan of the character, and he wasn't gonna let them disrespect the Hulk. That's why, because that's when he got the script for Incredible Hulk. Because he's a writer too. He said, "This is trash. I'm gonna fix it." I enjoy that movie.
That movie's cool,
right?
Man. Don't nothing beat old boy walking up to him, Abomination kicking that food to a tree and mangling his body.
Right? That was dope.
That was tight.
Like y'all, for a lot, that movie gets a lot of hate. Remember, it's a Phase 1 MCU movie. It's a lot of hate. But I guarantee y'all, if y'all go back and y'all watch that movie and give it a serious look, you're gonna say, "Dang, this movie is a lot better than some of these projects that came out in Phase 3 and Phase 2."
No. I like Incredible Hulk.
Right?
I actually like both Hulk movies. They both were different. Ang Lee's edition. They were different.
With Eric Bana?
Yeah.
But I feel like the Hulk that we have in MCU that was established with Ruffalo was based on Norton's Hulk, and then over time they switched him up and softened him. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Pedro Pascal.
There we go.
And Mr. Fantastic. And once again, I'm gonna agree with J3. This was a bad casting, and this was another. This was a politics move to make Mr. Fantastic weak. I stand behind that.
All right. Hey, you know what? That's a very interesting take that you threw out there, because that seems to be a thing about Hollywood now. It's the the racial trend, changing of characters and stuff like that. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yes,
He ain't lying.
so I see what it is, and I see this as what I have hope that this movie could be good. I just want to be entertained, but I'm a realist, and I know that there's somebody in Disney that's not knowing their role and messing with stuff, and we gonna get what we gonna get. So,
Hey man, I say it's a bad casting, but I would love to be wrong. You know what I mean? More than right. I would love it. I'd be like, yo, that was wrong. Thank God I was wrong. But I wasn't wrong about Ezra Miller.
Nope.
I wasn't wrong about Wonder Woman.
Nope.
I wasn't wrong about Aquaman.
Nope.
I wasn't wrong about Apocalypse.
Nope.
I wasn't wrong about Thanos.
Nope. Or Cable.
I wasn't wrong about Cable. I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong.
Like,
Lord knows I wasn't wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
it
is what it is, man. But it's not about us.
It's about this movie.
For real. I don't know. Road to 100,000 subscribers, y'all.